Good afternoon, everyone. It's Weather United here, and in today's video, we're taking a look at your long-range weather forecast because, yes, this cold Arctic air across the Great Lakes and the Northeast will not last for too much longer. In fact, by late October, we could see a whole pattern flip. Before I do get started, if you really like these weather videos that I do create, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and sharing this video with your family and friends on social media, as it really helps out a lot. Also, Weather United now has memberships available for you. So if you want to participate, you want to join, get extra perks, custom emojis, awesome exclusive content, you can feel free to join today by clicking the join button on the home page of YouTube or on my latest videos. So we're going to do things a little bit different in this video just to mix things up a little bit. So I worked on this morning, and hopefully you all like the graphics a lot, making it a little more professional for you all to see. So we can see for Wednesday morning, Seattle, 50 degrees in the morning under partly cloudy skies. San Francisco, Los Angeles, morning fog and stratus will keep you in the mid to upper 50s in the overnight hours. Albuquerque, 48 degrees. If you're in Atlanta, Georgia, 61 degrees for your morning low. And yeah, Miami down there, 78 degrees. McAllen, 72. New Orleans, seeing thunderstorms early in the morning, could keep you in the low 70s. For your daytime highs tomorrow, this is what it's going to look like. And we can see mostly sunny skies for the most part. Oklahoma, 79 degrees. You're going to really warm up nicely. 72 degrees in San Francisco. Rapid City, 58. If you're in Atlanta, showers and thunderstorms that are anticipated. And then your Thursday morning low temperatures here, gonna be pretty chilly, like Fargo again, 34 degrees. Rapid City, 41. Great Falls in Montana, right around 35 degrees. And then, of course, if you're down there in Dallas, 60 degrees. New Orleans, 72. Miami, 77. St. Louis, 50. And yes, Pittsburgh, thunderstorms and 56 degrees to start your Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, skies will clear out for some locations, but other locations gonna stay pretty dreary all day. 75 in Atlanta, Miami, 84 degrees, Washington, 73, Pittsburgh, 72, Boston, 71, and Fargo, 52 degrees. One of the chilly spots on this map. I don't think there's a 52 anywhere else but Fargo. So yeah, kind of bundle up throughout the day because it's going to be chilly. The reason why we're seeing these cooler temperatures in the forecast is we can blame it on this trough of low pressure that is going to be dropping down into the northern plains and much of the Midwest. It is located right up here, bringing much cooler air. Look at the northwesterly flow on this. This thing is really racing southward, and this is going to really change the weather for the second half of this week and even into the weekend, where you could be seeing some very cool temperatures. And then, of course, we got some moisture over here, bringing showers and thunderstorms in the Midwest. But otherwise, for the most part, it is looking pretty dry and quiet back west, where we have that high pressure that has been pretty resilient, not wanting to go away at all, with showers and thunderstorms down here in Southern California. Dry lightning strikes. There could be more fire starts due to that. So definitely fire alert cameras are going to be pretty busy today, keeping an eye on the fire conditions. And then, of course, for the Northeast, looking pretty good. Okay, so this look at the European model for your temperature anomaly for day 3 for Friday morning. And yes, remember that low pressure that we looked at? Well, that's going to bring in this colder Arctic air across much of the eastern half of the U.S. So like Tennessee, like Georgia, the Southeast, you're going to have temperatures that could be 5 to almost 10 degrees below average. If you're in Illinois, if you're in Chicago, if you're in Iowa, you're going to have temperatures anywhere between about 8 to maybe 12 degrees below average. But the warm weather has just been non-stop and resilient back west here, where we're going to continue to see temperatures above average all the way through the rest of this week, even well above average there for the Pacific Northwest and even for Western Canada. And yes, also for the extreme northern New England area, you're going to have temperatures above average. But this is not going to change much at all. We're going to still see the same pattern, especially back west and back in the eastern half. So by early next week, by Monday morning, October the 17th, there is the colder patch of air that is going to be coming in out of the northwest. So you can see there for Minnesota, even for portions there of Wisconsin, maybe temperatures could be right around maybe 10 to 15 degrees below average. But if you're across the Pacific Northwest and the West Coast, you're going to have temperatures between 5 to 10 degrees above normal. This is going to get only more extreme by Tuesday next week. Look at this. Temperatures in portions of Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana, including for West Virginia, you could have temperatures nearing 20 degrees below average. So definitely cold, definitely fall-like, and could even feel like wintertime for some locations. And no one's ready for winter yet because we just went into fall, but it's gonna definitely feel like winter early on. And this cold air is really going to set up shop here over the Great Lakes, over the eastern U.S. And I mean, look at this. For the middle of next week, by Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures are going to be significantly below average. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center has a moderate to high risk for well below average temperatures. We could see some record lows in some of these areas. So yeah, bundle up if you are not used to this at all, because it's going to stay that way for quite a while, possibly through the next couple of weeks with well below average temperatures. While back west, it's going to be the whole different story. Summer-like heat, thanks to a persistent Rex block pattern that is going to keep everyone there very warm with temperatures in the upper 90s, close to 100 in some areas. I mean, this is mid-October. We should not even be seeing this, but it's going to continue. So here's a cold air for Friday morning. Definitely very chilly out there. Gonna see overnight lows in the upper 20s to low 30s, and this is gonna continue. So daytime highs further south you go, gonna warm up nicely. But look at that, Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, you're gonna really be tough to strive to get out of the 40s. You're gonna even see some upper 30s during the day. So definitely cold for this time of the year, and that's going to continue. That blast of air, not so bad if you're in the southeast. Overnight temperatures going to drop down maybe into the 50s and 60s, but it won't be long. It's definitely going to be much cooler here by early next week. So by Monday morning, October the 17th, you're going to have temperatures in the mid-20s in Minnesota, Wisconsin, in Saskatchewan, in Quebec, Canada, definitely going to feel cooler, and Ontario going to even feel even cooler than some areas further east. So yeah, get used to it. It's here, including for Tennessee. Wow. In the daytime highs, in fact, only climbing up into the upper 40s, low 50s in Tennessee, Western Kentucky. I did not mean to say Western Kentucky. Excuse me, little brain fart here, folks. Laugh at me. Come on, laugh at me. All right. For Kentucky, you're going to have temperatures in the mid-40s during the day. So it's going to definitely be cooler. And then overnight temperatures probably in the upper 20s in northern Georgia. So yeah, big Arctic blast really going to be felt further south you go, including for the eastern half of the U.S. There could be freeze warnings, hard freeze warnings perhaps. Wouldn't surprise me. We'll see about that though, because this is going to change with time. And that leads me to our ensemble guidance. So notice how we went through 216 hours, because now we're going to look at our ensembles. All 50 members that run the operational European model. We're going to look at, is there pattern changes coming? That's kind of the big portion of this video also. We talked about current and short and medium range forecasts, but we're now going to look out into the future, all the way out, perhaps even into late October. So as you know, we got a ridge of high pressure back west. We've talked about that a lot of times already in this video. We got a low pressure back across the eastern half of the U.S. This is what we call a yin-yang pattern. When it's cold on one part of the country, it's going to be very warm in the other half of the country, which is back here, back west. All right, so what is it going to look like? Well, pattern changes by October the 21st here, literally a month after the official first day of fall. We can see that the heights are dropping, the temperatures are going to fall. Also for the western half of the U.S., that's going to be the bigger impact. But more notably, the pattern really flips here by October the 23rd, by October the 24th, we can see lots of troughiness going on, lots of low pressures, cooler temperatures, Arctic air coming into California, Nevada, the Pacific Northwest with increased ridging back east. So while it's cool now, I'm afraid to say that by late October, you might feel fall-like or even perhaps late summer-like for areas like the southeast, like Tennessee and further south, could really feel warm by late October. That's what the ensemble forecast calls for from the European model, and that could persist all the way into, say, October 27th and 28th. So could it be a warm Halloween? That is still to be announced. We're way too far in advance with that, but I promise you, I'm going to do a special video for people that are going trick-or-treating when we get closer to Halloween. So stay tuned for that video when it gets released. All right, but in the meantime, this is our forecast that I am showing you all right now from the latest ensemble forecast. A quick look at our Climate Prediction Center forecast. We can see above average chances likely for the Pacific Northwest and also for California, with an 80% chance of that occurring, with a likelihood of below average temperatures likely for the eastern half of the U.S., where we have a lot of the upper Midwest involved here. You have a likely chance, a likely below threshold, seeing temperatures below average. For our 8 to 14 day outlook, as far as those temperatures go, you're expecting to see above average for the Pacific Northwest. Same old deal, extending into the high plains and the Rockies, with a likelihood of those temperatures being above average. Again, chances, this is not intensity, and the chances of below average temperatures are looking likely if you're in the Carolinas and Tennessee Valley. Now, as far as our precipitation forecast goes, you can see a likelihood of above average and leaning above in the desert Southwest, with leaning below to well below average chances for precipitation extending into the northern plains, the northern Rockies, the Pacific Northwest, and also for the upper Midwest extending into the Ozarks, where you're expecting to see those chances for below average. All right, so now for the 8 to 14-day forecast, leaning above average for the Pacific Northwest, for the western half of the U.S., with leaning below chances for the high plains, for the Midwest, for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes in the forecast, with near average chances for rainfall or snowfall, depending on the temperature climate for your area, seeing near average conditions. So that's a look at the Climate Prediction Center. Before I do close down this video, we do have another tropical storm in the Bay of Campeche. This is Tropical Storm Karl. So we have now our 14th named storm, I believe. I may be mistaken, I may be off by one, but our season now is near average, but not anything above average at all. So again, we're adding our another next named storm on the list of names here on the National Hurricane Center. Tropical Storm Karl is not going to be impacting the United States, and this will be impacting Mexico in the next 3 to 5 days. All right, so keep that in mind. No impacts to the U.S. at all. So this will be the last time I do talk about Tropical Storm Karl, since it's no threat to the United States. That's going to do it with today's video. If you did enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. It does help out a lot, everybody. You all are awesome. God bless you all that are able to support the channel with memberships on our Discord server. We have Weather United. There's a link in the description below. Candy's in there. We have a lot of awesome fans you could interact with, and it's a blessing that we're able to do this for you all. So if you haven't already, share, like, subscribe, and also check out the Weather United Discord server. And also, if you want to become a member today, there's also a blue button below this video, or also on the YouTube homepage.